from what I'm hearing, 8064 might have an early retirement.
Yeah, I guess, eh? Oh, that's not good.
And you know what? That's twice in a couple years an 8000 series has caught fire. Now I know what you mean. They're not the best new Flyers in some ways. This one's 20 years old and it's still running great. You're gonna not like me when I say this. When I got off of it last time, there was a stop engine light.
Oh, really? Oh. Well, we'll see if that happens today. It does, you know, we go up to like 80, so.
I wanted to get you out of Anderson finally. I'm hoping you get a good route this week when I was emailing you, right?
Yeah, I was just glad it wasn't the 153. Because that's what I thought it was going to be.
You know what though? I like it because it's a high speed route. You can really hear the engine scream.
Yeah.
But then you would get slammed with kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you ever driven one of those, the Winnipegger buses?
Oh, yeah, I don't like those. Just because of the back doors. People don't know how to open them, and we don't have a power door, so we can't help them. They have to do it all themselves.
I was on a Winnipegger yesterday, and typical maintenance with being short mechanics, buses are having issues, right?
What was wrong with that one?
I wouldn't say there wasn't anything too wrong, but we were stuck in first gear. It only happened once, but it wouldn't shift.
Okay, that's a problem, yep.
And 7972 is the one bus I don't like very much because last time I was on it, he had to shut the exact same bus down, different routes, different driver, of course. We were having a hot transmission, like exact same bus yesterday, transmission issues.
Yep.
And then when I saw it on this route once, it broke down.
Oh, yeah?
So that, sometimes you just have a bus like that, right?
It's just got something wrong with it.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, so.
What? Yeah, and all the keys are pretty busy.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Especially the one that, what's his name is on. Like 60 people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. They need to put like an R-Tech on, you know, when.
But they won't, that's the problem.
They should, right? Like, for certain times, just send an R-Tech.
Oh, did I tell you last week there was 4 Arctics on the Max Yellow due to the snow?
Yep, they were on the Max Teal as well. Just redeployed from where they normally would be.
How was your rest of your Max Teal?
Oh, it was fine, yeah. Yeah, it was alright.
Of course, when I'm on, that's the day where you get extra slammed, right?
Yeah, that was pretty busy that day, for sure.
Were you thinking of calling control to let them know that the airbags were heavy?
No, because it was just because of the weight and the cold. And they were busy anyhow.
Max Till is so popular. It's more popular than the other routes.
Yeah, it is. It's gotten a lot busier.
My university, right? They're back this week. I'm glad you're not. Did they already have their break? Yes.
Well, I know UFC had it last week. When I was on the 9, it was great. I didn't have all of those people.
What did you get for spring buses?
Oh, I got pretty good buses, like those nice new ones.
I wanted to tell you they have Novas at spring now.
Yeah, that's right.
I did some Friday work and got 8146.
Oh, yeah.
The transmissions in them are so bad.
Yeah.
on that route for whatever, right?
Yeah, it's the March.
I would like to see it that way. If I want to come out, you have one particular route. I don't have to email you every
Yeah,
week.
exactly. I'm just afraid I'll get bored, you know?
What?
I'm afraid I'll get bored. Just doing the same thing all the time, right? Like, it's boring.
One route I would never find you get bored of is the tail, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I want to do that all the time.
Oh, with that construction.
Yeah. Like, it's not bad, but yeah, I don't know.
I did an audio recording of 7809. I found a way how to make audio recordings, like adding pictures and adding audio into my project.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, 7809 was a screamer. It was little hard on the ears, and you know I love the axle.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a loud bus?
Who doesn't? Except for when you're listening to it for 8 hours. That's when I don't like it. It's like, too much.
Me as a bus fan though, I can take.
I know you like it, yeah. You're like, yes, bring it on.
You know what would really help? Having some 7600 buses in service right now would really help with the shortages.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, they're 27 years old. Would it really be worth it? They probably would just be breaking down.
Yeah, they're just not.
Oh, 16 rows are empty at Spring. Did you know that?
Oh, really? No.
That's how short they are.
Whoa.
Like a fellow driver I know out of there, her name is Sherry. She couldn't do her morning work last week one day. They had no buses available. No buses available. Now isn't that something?
Yeah, that's pretty, that's not good.
Well, I mean, they're short on parts, and with all the shortages right now, buses are being, you know how they call, you probably heard of the book off line, and that means that there's a bunch of out of service buses just waiting to be repaired.
Yeah.
Now, if you got the morning on the 153, it wouldn't be so bad, but you would have to take the bus from the garage.
Yeah.
More 77s have been decommissioned, eh? I know the buses are old, but I don't get why they do that. They buy all this new stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I can understand it if the bus is really rusting out and stuff, and the motor's worn, it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrong with this bus?
Not really, actually. It's pretty solid.
I can't feel the transmission very much.
Yeah. Brakes are good. Steering. Seems alright.
I know you wanted to keep it at 80 and wanted to go faster, but I'm afraid that's what would happen. Remember on the 11 where you had the slight leak?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it feels like you should be able to go 100 on that stretch. You know, on the cloud trail.
Really, right?
it's only 80, so it's like, okay, well,
Have you tested it before just to see how the bus feels?
no, I haven't. I don't want to get in trouble.
Do you get busy on this key at all?
Honestly, not really. Like,
The 178 gets it all.
yeah, I mean, I did get quite a few school kids, but like even that,
It wasn't like on the tail,
yeah,
right?
it wasn't that at all. It was really.
I had a feeling your airbags were gonna pop. I was getting nervous.
Yeah.
I knew we would be fine, but things were getting a little heavy. Little too heavy for my liking, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, and then when it's cold out, that doesn't help.
You're probably hoping to get more Anderson than Vic Park, right?
Yeah, it was really nice to be in Anderson yesterday. It was really like, oh.
Do you relieve the same person every day?
No, because I take it back to the garage.
But I mean, when
Oh, no,
you...
it seems like it's a spare board person. Yeah.
Because the regular one must be off then.
Yeah, they must be off sick. Yeah.
Or VK, right? Could be that.
If it was vacation, then they would have a regular.
You, right? Or something, right?
Somebody else, but so they must be off sick.
Or something else it could be, you never know.
Well, they may have retired because people they'll take work and then retire, and
Kinda like what George did,
yeah.
right?
So then for the rest of the sign
I haven't heard from him forever.
No.
He would be back out of Anderson this sign up, I imagine. He would want to go back.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He was smooth, but he liked to go fast at times just to test the bus out.
Yeah.
Like he would go full 60 on the 12 sometimes.
Yeah.
When you hit 60 on these things, you can really feel it.
Yeah.
Imagine what 120 would feel like if they didn't have a governor on them.
Yeah. Parts are flying off all over.
Go 120 on the cloud trail, you would be like rapid transit if you were going that fast. What a nice feeling for you to be out of Anderson. I mean, it couldn't have worked out any better. And I take the 78 just for something different sometimes. Absolutely no time on this route.
Yeah, that's the only thing that is really I don't
Like if you arrive early, you have like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's like it takes you that long to get to the washer. So yeah, it's just ridiculous, really. Like I don't like that.
We'll be going to Sundance with you too.
Okay.
I'll be getting off, you know when you go back to the station, and you switch to Chaparral by the high school over there?
Yep.
I'm going to ride Peter's bus.
Okay, cool. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, he's super nice.
And he doesn't mind if I go for a ride. He's like, you want to go for a ride? Hop on. He's super...
Yeah. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
But with the kids, he gets so many kids on his 14, so it's kind of stressing. He's like, move back, I got this guy coming off in a wheelchair, and they're all standing there, right? What do you get next week? Because I know you gotta finish the sign up still.
Next week I got vacation.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything though. Like I'm not going anywhere, but
I guess we'll find out your work later then.
yeah.
You probably won't know till closer to the time anyway. Since you're on VK, right?
Yeah.
Wonder if it's Anderson work again.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Well, I mean, you sign up, you're not going to remember all your routes off the top, right? Have you done that before?
Well, one
Doing
time,
the 78?
one time when I was coming up, I was supposed to be doing the Chaparral one, and I came up to the lights, and I was about to turn right, you know, and go that way instead of left, and everybody on the bus was like, "You're supposed to turn left." But I was like, "Okay, thanks."
Thank you.
You're welcome. Whatever.
You were like an oh damn it moment, right?
But it was funny, like 10 people shouted.
Well, if it wasn't for them, you would have. Hey, lucky you had some people on the
Oh
bus.
yeah, no kidding. Well, they just want to get home and they don't want to go the long way around. So it's
Like a 40-minute bus ride, a 10-minute bus ride turns into 40.
exactly. They're like, nah.
Do you get lots of these people here normally?
Which people?
Sitting here as well?
Oh, not really, no. They mostly, I think, want the 14 people here. It's the real it bus.
Well, I got an update on 7750. I have a transit website I can post to get info.
Okay, yeah.
It's up at Stony now, so you know what that
Oh,
means.
yeah.
The decommissioning facility.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's smart where they have a garage where they can kill old buses, right?
Yeah.
Stony has the space.
Yeah, they sure.
And if they need those old buses for rush hour, they bring them out.
Yeah.
Like with the 76s.
Yeah.
If you want, we can go ride that piece of junk, right?
Yeah, do it.
Respect all equipment, but I will say those trains right there are just plain uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I find it harder to respect new equipment when it breaks down all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like these break down, but hear me out, right? They're expected to do that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're on the road so much, right? It's gonna happen.
And this bus is 21 years old almost.
Oh,
I just realized. January, it's its birthday.
yeah. You get it a bottle of beer.
Oh, stop. I'm the only one who wants that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't like it if you put beer in the tank.
Probably not.
I wouldn't want to see what the engine would sound like
Oh
if.
man, I don't even know if it would start. That would be bad.
Yeah, so 8064 caught fire. My best friend David sent me a photo. Pretty black smoke.
Really? Where was it when it caught?
We're doing the Route 2, of course.
Okay, where do you know whereabouts? Like in the
It was heading to Mount Pleasant. I think it might have been towards downtown when it broke.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Sometimes the buses don't shut themselves down though.
Yeah, that's kind of unusual, Dave, that it got to that point.
Because the bus will alert you, I will shut down.
Like, and then it goes, and you're like, oh my god. We can get to a coffee shop.
So I don't know if you're ever on the spring, I don't know if you'll ever get to drive 8064 again. It's just...
Yeah.
Have you ever driven their former Crime Stoppers bus? 8077? Now I will say that's the best one in the 8000 series fleet. I like this new crossing they added, eh?
Pretty good, yeah. But some people don't open
added a new crossing bell as
Yeah,
well.
it's quite, like when it's all lit up, it's like, yeah, you're not gonna miss that.
And you can hear it, obviously,
Yeah.
right? Did you ever drive school bus? I forget.
No, I never did.
I've been on some old yellow school buses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been on a few myself.
Those internationals, eh?
Yeah. I just remember there was no heat ever on those school buses. No heat.
And if there was, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was just sort of like, just the smallest amount.
And if you're driving, you get a little at your feet if you're lucky, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's what those 7500s didn't have. I hope we get better quality shuttle buses in the future.
Yeah.
Them Arbucks are terrible.
They really are. They're so bumpy. Like, just so, you feel your body just like, wow.
That's old for a shuttle bus. That thing's gonna be 10 years old.
That's super old, yeah.
And for a bus like this, not really, because, you know, they're built for the grind, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're built different.
Imagine a Nova shuttle bus, how bumpy that would be.
Terrible.
You're probably like, don't even get me started.
Yeah. Don't like those.
So you don't like the Winnipeg? You know what? They're very happy. Give them that,
They
right
sure
there.
are. Yeah, it's just that door that I don't like. And I don't like the windows. Like in the summer, it just doesn't feel like you're getting as much.
You know what? They're easier to open though. Give them that.
Yeah, true.
So 7632, the owner put it away for the season. He doesn't use it in the winter because he figured it would be too hard on the bus, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's gonna be 27 years old next year, right?
Yeah, you gotta take care of them.
When he first bought it, he lost over to about 20 liters of fluid.
Really?
Yeah.
And where does he park it?
In a private yard, and they look after. But in the winter, he has to go and start it sometimes just to get the oil moving, right? Also, if you let it sit there all winter, it's at risk of not starting. He puts the stabilizer stuff in it to stabilize the... Why do I always think you're turning there? It's this next light.
Don't say that, because next time I will.
So you see that stop on the other side? That's where I'll be getting off when you're heading towards the station. I've almost done that before. Like, you know what? Is it here where the bus turns, or is it the next light? You've probably done that, turned at the first light instead of the one you're supposed to.
Yep, I've done pretty much everything you can do. Just every dumb thing you can do, I've done it.
Who doesn't though? It's a big system, right?
You know, you kind of got a lot going on, especially when you're scareboard. You're jumping all over all the time.
Like when I was waiting for you on the 75, you were 7 minutes late that day
Oh, yeah.
because you had a trainee and he didn't really want to go fast. You're like, it's 100 here. Go and have fun with it.
Yeah, they always are a little bit shy on the accelerator.
Just hired. He was just hired though, wasn't he?
Yeah, we had another like week or so before they let him go of the road.
The one thing I'll say about the Novas is they're really good in the snow.
Oh yeah.
That slower acceleration helps in the winter.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't you say you drove old school Novas on the 23 all the time?
Yes. Because that one driver couldn't drive the new ones. He had like a medical accommodation.
But you know what though? You have to go by that. If they can't drive the new ones, right? If that's what he's used to, then you just gotta go with it, right? There's not a lot of drivers at Spring right now because they can't drive Novas, so they're out of work. And they're like, I don't want to drive a Nova, and that's it. If they put them up there though, what do you do, right?
Well, hopefully dispatch will,
But a lot of our older buses are breaking down, so they're having to be dispatched on all day runs, right? I understand them though. I would not want to drive a Nova every day. Except in the snow, I will take it. So is that why you kept getting the old Novas? Because the driver who you relieved was like, I can't drive these new ones. But I mean, I get it. They can make your neck snap back sometimes. They're very rough.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it was something to do with his knee or something. Or his back. There's just something about the new ones that he couldn't do. So I don't know.
I wish on the Cloud Trail I wanted you to go to 100 so bad.
Yeah, but then if I get a speeding ticket, you have to...
And there's no reason why they shouldn't put the speed limit to 100. They're out of a neighborhood, right? Do you miss the Jimmys still? But in a snowstorm, you would be like an hour late because they're so slow. Would you ever do morning work again, or is that done for you?
You're welcome. I was kind of looking at some work.
Walk in the morning from the garage, 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, but there were some that started a little bit later, like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm going to look at it tonight.
And if you start at 6 in the morning, there's no way I would get to see you. Unless you do the weekly bid thing, right?
Yeah, but if I did that, but the afternoon would be
You know, you might have to go and do a school run, and if that's on it, you're like, no thanks, right? You could do the 15 again. Whoa! I wanted to tell you, they're actually starting the new routes soon.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, I was talking to a driver yesterday and he told me he took the 102. So So they're starting the new route sooner than I thought.
So what's the 102? Is that like the 402?
402.
Combined with the 15?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just saying, if they don't have that in place right away, you could get the 15 or something.
What about, I saw something like the 196 or the 194 or something? You know what that is?
No.
Okay, I don't either. I'm like, what is that?
I know the 167, 168 is gonna be kind of different.
Yeah.
And they're getting rid of the 178.
They are?
Yeah. I don't know. But they're replacing it with something else. I hope that's not true because a lot of people use that, right? I forget. You go to Chaparral and that goes to Chaparral. What's the difference?
Oh, it's just one is counterclockwise and one is clockwise.
So if they want to get home earlier, if they miss you, they could take that.
Yep.
I wish they would put even more buses on the 14 because poor old Peter, he gets slammed with kids.
Yeah.
But there's just not enough drivers, right?
That's the other problem. Yep.
And he ends up being late due to the traffic and loading up with the kids.
Yep.
A lot of people are doing their sign up this week though.
Yeah.
So are you gonna sign tomorrow or are you gonna wait for your vacation run?
I don't know. We'll see what's left. We'll have to have a pretty close look at it.
If there's not a lot left and it doesn't look appealing, don't take it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But I kind of want to have like a routine, you know?
Vid, you could be out of Stony
Yeah.
one of the weeks, right?
Yeah.
Which you have.
Yeah. Well, it's just all the different start finish times, you know. It would just be nice. Maybe.
Get the 75 or something. That would be good.
I'm real picky though, you know, because I've done so many routes, so now I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like
Do one that you haven't done for a long time.
Yeah, but what if it's really bad? And then I'm stuck with it.
96.
Yeah, I don't mind the 96, 92, but I didn't see it there. It's gone.
Well, it's a popular route.
Yeah.
Or well, you know what? You could do the 150, but that's only a rush hour bus only.
Well, I saw the 149 was there. That's the one out of Heritage, right?
Heritage and then goes all the way to so-and-so industrial.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and you get to go really fast on Glenmore.
Yeah, so maybe there was a couple afternoons on that. There was a couple on the 24, which I don't know.
24 goes downtown though. Would you really want that, right?
Start and finish at the garage.
Yeah.
That's kind of appealing, because then you don't have to do the whole.
It's just downtown, right?
And then there's also like the Flames games, like.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah.
But you can get to it overtime.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. But I'll check that.
You know what? We'll go back and forth and you'll tell me what you got or something. If you got a regular sign up. Having a routine where you start at like 12 in the afternoon would be good though.
I kind of wish.
And then go till like 7.
Oh, that would be ideal.
Or, no, 7 or 8 at night. You know what I mean? And if it's a key where you get to go back to the garage, then that's not bad at all. It works out. But then again, you would have to get up earlier to take the train, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which wouldn't be bad though, but it's 15-minute service at that point.
But I don't know if I want to be on the train every day for the next 4 months, you know?
Right.
I don't mind it once in a while, but like every day it's kind of like,
Blah, no thanks, right?
sort of, yeah.
Is your CAD working today?
Yeah, it says everything's up.
Well, it's nice not to have that annoying announcement every 2 seconds.
Oh, I know, I just turned the volume down.
Man, you're gonna have to go when we get back. You'll be dropping me off, but there's absolutely no time.
No.
Oh, school's getting out.
We're gonna get a little bit bogged down.
What? Pardon? Sorry?
Oh, we're gonna get a bit bogged down here. Okay, that's good. Let us go. There.
Thought you mean you were gonna get loaded with kids. I'm
Oh
like,
no, just bogged down in traffic.
have you been on the newer school buses, the newer Thomas buses?
No, I haven't.
That's the Thomas C2s.
Like right there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, last time I read the old internationals was 2015. You know, we go to summer camp, right?
Oh yeah.
And they give us the they used to give us old buses all the time, but I think the district may have phased them out. And in 2016, I got to ride the C2s.
Nice.
I'm more of an old bus guy. I like them for the roar, right?
Yeah.
Like I gotten on some really noisy school buses.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I got to go on a couple field trips and a couple of ICs. Man, you can hear their axle in the back, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to kick me off here soon. You know I'm just trying to get something out of you, right?
Yeah.
So what did they have, like, what did they have available? Like you said, the 149 you were thinking, right?
Possibly. Yeah.
Don't sign on the 148. That's out of Chinook.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Oh, God. It's out of Chinook and having to work out of there every day? No, thank you.
Okay. So, yeah, that would be not fun.
And I know, like, you know what? If you take the bus over at Chinook and go out of service, it's fine. Because you leave right away to go do another route, like when you were on that summer 15, right?
Yeah.
You took it over at the station and drove to your next route.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just giving you pointers, right, from experience. Once you leave Chinook, it's not bad, but working out of there every day is just, it's not fun. It's the sketchiest.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, this is my stop here.
Alright.